My speech is about a bad example of Young-Ju's family. Okay, in the story, A Step from Heaven, the themes in the novel were not direct. For example, there was some text about work, and this was part of the overall theme. Most important, the biggest theme was that Young-Ju had to be someone who did not follow the example set by her family because of its bad results. In the Step from Heaven, Young-Ju experiences many ideas throughout the book, and through Young-Ju's experiences with her father, brother, and lastly her mother, Young-Ju learns not to become like her family because of its effects of terror and depression. Young-Ju learned through her brother and her father that challenges may arise. In the book, they prove to be an example of what Young-Ju does not want to become. This was also part of the theme of Young-Ju not being similar to her family. An example of when Young-Ju's brother, Jun Park, proves the challenge is when he is rude and depressing, which is a bad example to his sister. As stated by the school office in the reading, Jun Park was not in school today. He has been tardy or absent 16 times this semester, page 132. This is something that it would in turn be a lesson to Young-Ju that it is difficult to study and go to school because of this bad influence. Appa, Young-Ju's father, is worse when it comes to setting a good example. Appa is abusive, and his children feared him and stayed away from him. As stated by Anna, "You were going to kill her," Uma shouts. "Get away from me, woman," Appa growls, page 159. Young-Ju once said that Jun Park was just like his father. This is another reason as to why Young-Ju should not become like her father or brother. One mild shock that relates to depression is the arrest of Appa. Towards the end of the story, there's an introduction to a straightforward encounter with Uma that sets the theme in stone. Eventually, at the end of the story, Appa becomes too violent and attacks Uma. Young-Ju has to call the police, and this is when Appa is arrested. At the end of the book, Uma shows Young-Ju her hands, which describe all the hard work over her lifetime. As stated by Young-Ju, Uma said her hands were her life, but for us she only wished to see our hands hold books. Page 154. This is an expression of the final puzzle piece to Young-Ju's lesson. It is an example of Uma. Uma worked hard so that Young-Ju could learn the lesson to not follow in Uma's footsteps. In the end, there are many factors to the major theme of not following the steps taken by Young-Ju's family. Jobs played a small factor in this theme. Young-Ju's family, Junho and Appa, proved to be a challenge and made Young-Ju realize it was not a good idea to be like her father and brother. Once Appa was thrown in jail, the consequences of darkness were revealed. Lastly, the example of Uma was the final piece of the lesson because Uma did not like working overtime, and she expressed that feeling to Young-Ju at the end of the book. Young-Ju, succeeding in the avoidance of the relation to her family, is what the theme is all about.
Thank you. Oh, God. Remember, say thank you, or
Thank you.
That way we can start clapping when you're up there. Call them.
Tony?
I think you spoke very powerfully. Your posture was very good. You didn't speak with monotone. You spoke with emotion.
Okay, Princess?
I liked your analysis of the story because your quotes and your speech really flowed.
Thank you. Okay, Haley?
I liked how you were like your posture and your voice was very
Malia?
I think we had really good eye contact. You kept looking down your cards when you looked back up and started speaking to us at the podium.
Isaiah?
You look great. Wait, I'm gonna do it.
Positive critic.
Okay.
In a good way.
I liked your thesis, but you were kind of playing with your hands a little, but all in all, you did awesome.
Eddie?
I like the way you had flow in your body paragraphs. I like the way that everything connected, like there was no one sentence ended. It was at the end, and it kept on going. So, yeah.
Aaron?
I liked your analysis to know able to fit in examples of every single character and you weren't just talking about one person when you're speaking about the whole family.
Bobby?
I like how you talked a lot of emotion. I was just thinking maybe just a little more emotion to show that you're interested.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think that's...